Hey, what are you up to?
Oh, hi. I'm listening to this awesome podcast.
Ooh, I love finding awesome new podcasts. What is it about?
Well, it's about a bunch of things. Sometimes history, sometimes hauntings, sometimes it's spooky, and sometimes it's funny, but it's always interesting.
Ooh, okay, that sounds great. What's special about it?
Well, each week, Celine picks a topic and reads it, and
Wait, what?
Matt creates a pairing of a treat and a drink to go with this peculiar tale.
Uh, wait,
And they
what?
talk about it and they joke about it.
Hold on.
And sometimes they have guests and have even more fun.
Wait a second.
What? What?
That's our podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
Why are you listening to our podcast?
Well, we're heading into the long dark of winter, and that can make some people feel kind of isolated. And listening to Peculiar Pairings is a great way to feel like you're hanging out with good friends at the push of a button.
Well, that actually sounds really nice. Kind of sounds like everyone should be listening to Peculiar Pairings.
I couldn't agree more.
So if this sounds like it's piqued your interest, you should search Peculiar Pairings podcast on your favorite podcasting platform today.
Yeah, we're everywhere. Come check it out.
Find us. We're there.
Welcome to the What the Fuck Is That podcast, where we ask the age-old question of what the fuck is that? I'm your host, Jess.
I'm Jen.
And it's TikTok Ban Day, bitches!
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe they actually shut it down.
Like hours ago. And I heard so many things that it was like, no, guys, don't worry. It'll just slowly stop working as you can't update it. No, I got a fucking notification that's like, no, we're down. Hopefully President Trump can help. And it's like, well, fuck me.
I actually didn't open it up today because I was out and about doing some stuff in town and seeing some friends, doing all this stuff. And I was like, I'm not going to open it while I'm with them. And then I got home and actually you sent me the screenshot of it. And that's when I saw it and I was like, no fucking way.
So you're going cold turkey whether you want to or not.
Yeah, basically, the last time I opened TikTok, I think was last night.
Damn.
Yeah, or it might have been this morning because I remember I thought about it too. So me and two friends are going on a road trip to Oregon in May. Mm-hmm. And I've been kind of watching some TikToks of what to do in Oregon and where to stay in Oregon, things like that. And I don't know what kind of caused me to save, actually download the video instead of just liking it or saving it to my favorites. Something just kind of told me to download it. And so I did. So I still have that video.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. At least I can remember that. But yeah, I think that was this morning that I actually did that. So yeah, I haven't opened it since this morning. And, I opened it a little while ago when you sent me that screenshot and I was like, well, shit. Okay, I guess.
It's so sad.
I know.
The only reason that I knew it was happening too is because the oldest has been really wanting to start doing activities. Mm-hmm. And she's really, really into ice skating right now. So we've been watching TikTok videos of professional figure skaters to show her, hey, this is what ice skating is if you want to try this. And she asked to watch, that and snowboarding. She's been really wanting to try snowboarding. So
Solid.
It's we've been looking at things and she asked for it tonight before bed and I was going to pull it up and I was like, well, it's not letting me search for anything. So I guess TikTok is down now.
Yeah, so I guess we got to do Facebook Reels or Instagram
Reels because fucking idiots. This is the first one that we've actually decided to video record.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck not? Better late than never, I guess. It's a story of our lives.
We finally figure it out, and then the ban happens.
Then the TikTok went, no more.
So, I guess YouTube it is, and Instagram Reels.
Yep. I mean, I guess we could do YouTube because we already automatically post to YouTube with our
audio.
What are we doing with our podcast? Yeah.
Yeah, the audio of our podcast.
Yeah, it goes to YouTube, but now it'll be nice that we can actually have a video that goes with it.
Yeah,
and people
our
can
job
see our
that we're
ugly
doing right
mugs. But yeah, TikTok's down. It's a sad, sad day.
On a positive note, I know you don't care because you don't do sports. But Kelsey Plum today had her jersey retired at the University of Washington. She is the first female basketball player to have her jersey retired today.
Oh, see, I don't like sports, but that is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so she's an alumni from University of Washington. She's a Husky. Her nickname is actually Plum Dog, so it fits her perfectly. She's currently, and probably will be, besides Becky Hammon, my favorite WNBA player. So there's a positive note. She got her jersey retired today, and it was really special and really awesome. Got to see parts of the ceremony.
You go, Glen Coco. Real proud of you. Oh, I don't even know what else to talk about. I'm just so sad about that.
I know. It's just kind of just a downer right now.
I'm just like, meh, meh, okay.
Well, I mean, I guess it coincides with what we're talking about today because, I mean, spooky and murder, I guess, sort of.
I mean, is there murder?
I can't remember, honestly. We recorded this a while ago.
It was a whole other lifetime ago, back when we did have TikTok.
I mean, it had to some type of death because it's paranormal.
I mean, it had to do with a super spooky book that lots of people are afraid of. So at least there's that.
Yeah. You know.
BT Dubs, if you don't know what we're talking about, our topic this week is the Stanley Hotel. All right, well, where was I going? Oh yeah,
Into
we're
the episode.
closing out the banter. Ha 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 ha. Hee 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 hee. So if you like whatever the fuck this is, be sure to head over to our Instagram. Our Instagram is WTF is that pod. Over there you'll find the link to our link tree where we share all of the pretty little things, and you can follow us on all the social medias and all of the places to stream us. And just while you're over there, be sure to give us a like and a follow and leave a review so that way you can let all of the social media algorithm people gods know that you like our stuff and you think other people would. And if you just also happen to be very sad about the ban on TikTok, you can go over to Instagram and vent about it and send our Instagram to other people on Instagram, and that just helps us grow even faster. And with that, let's get into this week's episode.
Hey, Jess.
Hey, Jen.
Have you ever heard of the Stanley Hotel?
The fuck is the Stanley Hotel?
I'm so glad you asked. I'd love to tell you.
Awesome. This is what the spooky writer guy made a book on.
Spooky writer guy?
Yeah, this that one spooky. I don't know his name. I don't know spooky things. The spooky writer guy who wrote it.
You don't know spooky things. Having a spooky podcast.
Well, I know real life spooky things, but he wrote a book and then it became a movie.
Yes. So
Cool.
You're talking about Stephen King.
Yes, that one. The It guy.
Yeah. Probably the most prolific horror novelist.
That's the one.
Stephen King, yeah, he did base a story off of the Stanley Hotel. Yeah, you are correct. And it did become a movie.
See, I know some things. Thank you for my gold star. I love it.
You're welcome. Your
I'm gonna
gold
put
noodle
it on
star.
my good noodle wall right here.
You're right. Stephen King did end up staying at the Stanley Hotel, creating or basing The Shining off of the Stanley Hotel, which we'll get to in just a tiny little bit.
Love it. Almost like that's the whole point of this podcast.
Kind of, right? You'd think.
So weird. Very
So
demure.
Our story takes place at a hotel an hour outside of Denver, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel is a 140-room hotel offering over 14,000 square feet of adventure.
Ooh, adventure.
Mm-hmm. The actual location is in Estes Valley, which was once a wild, lonely parkland known mostly to wandering tribes such as the Ute and the Arapaho tribes. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize if I did not. I did.
It's okay.
I did try.
That's all that matters.
In 1872, a man by the name of Earl of Dunraven visited, describing the area as a sportsman's paradise. Earl attempted to keep the valley to himself as a private hunting preserve, as the area was teeming with fish and game. However, the more American settlers coming in, he knew he would never have that reality.
So he wasn't even American?
No, he was from
Probably.
Scotland.
Okay, I was going to say probably somewhere UK because it's
Yeah.
Earl of something. But still, he's like, oh, these Americans are coming. Bitch, you're not.
You're not even American.
You're not. She doesn't even go here. Like, what do you mean?
Same vibes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so he definitely wanted all of that to himself, but of course that wasn't gonna be.
Oh, darn. You're a whole ass Earl. You mean to tell me that you have nowhere else that you could do, like, hunting and fishing? You're just like, oh no, these Americans are coming and figuring out the land.
Not only that, but I'm pretty sure like the whole west coast of America was still becoming discovered. Because
what did you expect to happen?
I think this is like right before the California Gold Rush.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah.
So
Dumb
everyone's
idiot.
still heading out west.
He's like, no, it's fine. It'll be just for me. No, it will not.
Now for the actual hotel itself. In 1903, a Yankee inventor by the name of Freeland Oscar Stanley arrived in the valley. He was weak and underweight due to consumption, which is now known as tuberculosis.
Ugh, I don't want to say I love consumption. I love what people thought consumption was and the, like, batshit wild things that came from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people thinking it was vampires. That's where, like, a lot of vampire lore came out of, was, like, TB.
Mm-hmm.
And then the scariest thing in the world to me, which is tombstones that have bells on them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, when tuberculosis was a very big thing going on and they didn't really know, like, what it was, how to cure it, things like that, they didn't necessarily know if the dead were actually dead because some people would wake up in their graves and would die because they were buried alive.
Yeah, no.
So they had a string tied around their wrist that was attached to a bell outside on top of the grave. So that way in a couple of days or hours later, if they happened to wake up because they weren't actually dead, people were able to be notified and they were able to get out.
And I mean, knock on wood, I haven't seen one in person, but I think I would lose my shit. Like, they're so scary. Just the thought of it is scary.
I mean, it makes sense. It's scary, but it makes sense.
I also just have this fear that we're going to go on a ghost hunt in a cemetery one day, and just a bell's going to start ringing. That's when I'll be like, nope, we're leaving. We're done, and we're leaving, and this is a big nope. Or the other thing is, like, vampire lore came out a lot from here, because they're like, oh, well, why are these entire houses being infected and dying? And they thought it was because, like, the vampire particles were going between person to person. And it's like, no, you guys just don't wash your hands or you cover your mouths when you cough.
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking issue to begin with.
You know, germs.
Yeah, germ theory. Real thing. Weird. I know, right?
Who would have thought?
What a conundrum.
Anywho, to Stanley's amazement, one season in the valley, his health was restored. Due to this, he vowed to return to the valley each summer for the rest of his life.
Yeah, because that was always the thing. They're like, I don't know. take a vacation somewhere. They're like, we have no other way to make you better, so I guess go to like a different climate and try that, I guess.
Yeah, basically that's what his doctor suggested, was that going out west would, the different climate, like the different, I guess, altitudes or different pollens and stuff out there, like it wasn't as bad. Like, granted, he still had tuberculosis. I'm not gonna lie, he still had tuberculosis.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure it hurt a lot less.
But yeah, because of the air quality from New England to Denver, Colorado was a lot different. Things actually started to help him instead of hinder him, and so.
Well, and isn't your immune system lower when you have TB also? So being around less people, I'm sure, helped
Yes.
significantly as well. He's not around all those people and all those additional germs.
Yeah.
He's just kind of in his little area by himself.
That definitely can help. There's just one problem for Stanley. He and his wife were actually used to a certain sophistication of the East Coast society.
Oh, well, Lottie fucking daw.
And Estes Park couldn't exactly offer the same type of life.
You don't say. In the wilderness, where they're just starting to find out about it, you're telling me they don't have all the amenities and procurements that you're used to?
Well, you see, they came up with a resolution to this.
Okay.
They built the Stanley Hotel.
I mean, fuck it. It's like, well, it's not here. We'll just fucking build it. Bitch, you have pneumonia. Not pneumonia. You have, the consumption.
There you go.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Surely it wasn't them building it, though. It was people that they hired and probably slaves.
Probably, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Probably. You know, that part of history that we choose to neglect.
Shh, don't talk about it.
The hotel opened on June 22nd, 1909, surprising the first guests with the style of the posh hotels back in the East Coast, in the middle of mountain wilderness and rustic haunts. There were electric lights, telephones, ensuite bathrooms, a full staff of uniformed servants, and a fleet of cars at their disposal.
What year was this again?
1909.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't think 1909 in, like, full electric
Yeah.
in the house.
So this was actually the first all-electric hotel, including the kitchen, in the world.
Wow, okay. Because I know a lot of places when electricity first came out, they would put in electricity, but it was also one that could do, like, electricity and gas, because they're like, I don't know about this newfounded electricity business. We don't know how well it's going to stick around.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was all full electric. I'm pretty sure this is the same Stanley who, like, did the steamer cars.
Okay, because that was going to be my next thing, is, like, cars.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking, like, the logistics of getting cars
Out there.
there. Yeah, because I'm assuming they had several.
Yeah. So, I believe that he is the Stanley from the steamer cars, which is why, like, he was considered the Yankee inventor.
And why he had the money to be able to build a whole fucking hotel.
The amount estimated for the building of the hotel was nearly $500,000, which today would be almost equivalent to $17 million.
That's ridiculous.
In addition to the hotel, there's a 160-acre campus involving 10 other buildings. The Manor House, being one, is a winterized building opened in 1910. What's now considered the Stanley Concert Hall used to be a casino containing 2 bowling alleys.
Jesus, so he said, if we're going to do this, we're just going to fucking go big with it. Like,
Yeah, go big or go home. So they decided to go
We're not
big.
going to pussyfoot around it.
The carriage house, built the same year the hotel opened, was to house the Stanley Mountain Wagons that transported guests from the train stations of Lyons, Loveland, and Longmont. So, that's where those, so, like, mountain wagons, so, or I guess, like, the bigger carts or, like, cars that could sustain, like, the climate, or the...
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, the up and downs of a mountain. Because of this hotel, Stanley essentially bought... No. Because of this hotel, Stanley essentially brought in more work to the area with an official municipality of waterworks, a power plant, and civic organizations.
Well, you need all that shit just to run your fucking hotel. Like, let's be real.
So all of that was established because of this hotel.
That's insane.
Stanley and his wife spent the rest of their lives in Estes Park at what's now the Stanley Museum, visiting each summer until their deaths in 1940 and 1939. Stanley credited his time in Estes Park for the reason he lived almost 4 decades longer than his doctor predicted back in 1903.
Which, I mean, is pretty good for somebody who has consumption.
Especially back then.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, it's curable now.
Yeah, but back then when they're just like, I don't know, go somewhere or like go live in a house with people who have it and go to die.
Yeah, basically. That's what it was. The Stanley Hotel would see multiple owners in its lifetime that by the 1970s, the hotel's once elegant and prominent facade would fade due to the lack of care and investment. The hotel might have met a different fate with a wrecking ball if it hadn't been for an up-and-coming horror novelist, Stephen King.
You said horror weird, and I was like, it sounded, for a second, my head said horn, and I was like, up-and-coming horn? An up-and-coming horror? Where are we going with
Horror.
I just like that they're like, yeah, this one book, that's the one that does it.
So, actually, I wanted to do, like, a little whole more in-depth thing with this, but this hotel changed hands so many fucking times.
Oh, really?
There was a point where Stanley actually sold it, I want to say a few years before his death, and the people who bought it from him, like, ended up becoming, like, a mortgage company or account or something like that.
Okay.
And essentially they couldn't keep up with the payments.
Oh, shit.
And
So he's like, you're not taking care of my baby. Give it back.
Well, Stanley ended up buying it back for like a third of the cost because it went into like foreclosure or something like that.
So
it was
he
about
made money on buying his own hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, my guy.
Mm-hmm. And he had it up until I think the year before he died was when he finally sold it again. And then it continued to trade hands until when Stephen King went to go visit. But, I mean, I'm telling you, that's like a whole ass history. Like, that's a whole other something for a whole nother day if we want to get into, like, the true specifics of it.
But that has to be so
Because
sad.
there's
Like,
so
your
much.
baby is just switching all over, and it's like this thing that you put all your time and energy into. You pass away, and it's just like, you take it. No, you take it. No,
Well,
you
he
take
ended
it.
up selling it because he wanted to essentially retire with his wife because he was already, like, towards his 60s at this point.
Which, I mean, fair, and he has TB.
Mm-hmm. And then ended up buying it back in his 80s.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, don't blame him. But yeah, so if it wasn't for Stephen King, this hotel would probably be gone. Like, we wouldn't even be doing an episode over it because
crazy.
it wouldn't be important. King and his wife visited the Stanley in 1974, staying in room 217 for one night, where King had an incredibly vivid dream that would turn into one of the most famous novels, The Shining.
That's the one.
That's
That's
the
the
one.
one I was thinking of. Mm-hmm. That's
So-
the guy, and that's the book.
Very good. Gold star.
I'm so smart.
So smart.
So smart. So smart. Much smartness.
All the smartness.
Much intelligence.
Exactly. Basically, him and his wife only stayed there one night because it was the night before that they were going to close for the winter season.
Oh, okay.
So this hotel is open only season based, I think.
Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's Colorado.
Yeah.
And Stanley was only there for, like, summer months.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they wouldn't keep it open year-round.
I still don't think they do. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. There's places, like, up in Yosemite, too, that do the same thing, where they're closed for the winter and they reopen for, like, the spring and summer months.
I mean, also, it's in the middle of a mountain, so snow.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
I could
that's
see
what
it.
I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, places that like that are, like, nice, and you go hike and visit. I mean, I don't hike, but like I'm sure people like to do that sort of shit.
It's great if you ever tried it.
That's okay. I would like to go drive and see the things and go ooh and ah, and then drive and go get an ice cream or an icy. But yeah, I can understand some people who would like to do that, and it's kind of hard to do that in
How are we
the winter.
friends?
Because opposites attract, baby.
That is one thing. Jess absolutely hates hiking and like outdoors and nature. And
I like it if I'm sitting on a porch, like drinking a glass of wine.
yeah, as to where I will absolutely climb rocks and go through trails and trees to go see a waterfall.
Sometimes I get like something up my ass and like want to do it, and then I do it for a little bit, and I'm
Very
like,
seldom. Then you're like, I'm done.
and then I'm like, that was enough for like 5 years. Let's not do that again. Where's my ice cream cone?
It's very rare. And then, yeah, she does expect a reward afterwards. And I'm like, I like how this ended up costing me instead.
Or if we go on a trek, I'm like, there better be a wine bar at the end of this.
Right.
That's my exception. If I can get like a little treat at the end,
Yeah, if I can incentivize
like a
her,
child, then
she'll
I'm
do
good.
it.
But otherwise, I'm like, what is this nonsense? You want to go enjoy nature just to enjoy nature? I don't even get to have a glass of wine in my hand? Ridiculous. I was told it was
audacity.
bad to put alcohol in a Camelback, so I can't even fucking do that. Here we are.
Anywho, we got a little off track there.
But yeah, I can see that. Like, people don't really like winter sports are a thing, but there's specific resorts for that
Yeah.
then do the opposite, where they like close in the summer.
Yeah, and I don't think they're necessarily equipped for the winter either.
Probably
So,
not, because he built
yeah.
it for summer for himself.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at that. Anywho, like we were just talking about, I said Stephen King stayed in room 217 where he experienced a vivid nightmare. In this nightmare, the author dreamed of a coiled fire hose coming to life, chasing his screaming son as he ran down the halls of the hotel. This is what inspired the basis of the novel The Shining.
And you know, it has to be a really, because like you say it like that, it sounds comical. Like, it sounds funny. But it has to be scary enough for this prolific horror writer to go, that was scary. Let's turn it into a book.
Have you actually ever read or seen The Shining?
No.
It's okay, so
I think I've seen like clips of it because I understand references to it.
yeah.
But I've never sat and watched it straight through.
So for those who have never seen the film, the pattern of like the carpet or like the look of the hallway of the hotel is supposed to be either identical or very similar to the Stanley Hotel. And I mean, it's a very creepy movie, I won't lie. Like, it's one of the first horror movies that I ever saw as a child. So it was, I don't want to say neat, but like, it's definitely an interesting movie for sure. I haven't read the book. I want to. There's a lot of
movie even come out?
the 80s, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because the book was written in 74, 75.
How old is Stephen King?
I think he's like in his 50s or 60s right now.
No, I'm curious. Okay, keep going. I'm going to look it up because now
Okay.
I'm curious.
Anywho, yeah, like I said, for those who haven't watched the movie or seen it or anything of that, that's where a lot of this comes from. That's probably my favorite scene is of the twin girls with the red rum. The red room.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I've seen
putting it in blood.
That's a whole one that I've seen.
Where backwards it's murder. I assume you have an answer?
Stephen King is 76 years old.
There you go. Okay.
You were way off, bitch.
I was, yeah. I was. I thought he was still like our parents' age.
No, he's like up there with George R.R. Martin.
Wow. That's crazy.
Cray cray. All right.
All right. So we're going to get into the hauntings of the Stanley Hotel.
Love it.
So the creepy dream, the nightmare, is not the only thing to have happened in room 217. On June 25th, 1911, after the valley experienced a flood, the then 2-year-old hotel lost power. Stanley took it upon himself to install a gas lantern in each room to provide guests with light. However, a leak caused a buildup of gas in room 217.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The head chambermaid, Elizabeth Wilson, entered the room with a lit candle, causing an explosion.
Fuck.
Miraculously, Wilson survived, but was launched from the room's entrance to the dining hall located on the first floor.
How?
I'm assuming that
She,
it's
went through the floor, or?
No, I'm assuming that the stair rail is right outside.
Oh,
door.
I see what you mean. And it kind of looks down over the lobby. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, how the fuck did she do that? Like,
I know,
through the
trust
floor.
me.
It took me a second. I was like, wait.
Trust me, I thought the same thing, and I'm like, I'm assuming the railing is right there.
That would make sense. I could see that. Okay. That's crazy.
After waking up from a coma, Wilson decided to return to work in 1913 and remained employed at the hotel until 1950.
She's just like, you know what? That's probably the best I can do. Let's just continue. But I mean, fair. For that time frame, probably was the best job she could get.
Probably,
And
yeah.
she was already in Colorado, so she's like, well, fuck.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Now, according to guests and staff, her spirit is said to inhabit room 217. However, it said she's more helpful than scary.
Well, it's not, I mean, if she worked there for that long, I can understand that. I would understand she'd be scary if, like, she died in that blast.
Yeah.
But she didn't. She just works there. She just wants to be helpful and, like, do shit for you.
It's her job. That's all
Yeah.
she's known.
It's also, there's something a little bit sad about, like, ghosts who continue to work in their afterlife, but it sounds like she just enjoyed doing it, and that's why she stayed.
Yeah, I think so. I think she thoroughly enjoyed it, because, I mean, I can guarantee you that if I got blown up in an explosion accidentally from a job, I don't think I would go back. Guests have said to wake up to a room that was tidier than the night before, with their clothes folded and suitcases organized.
Oh, that's so polite. Love that. I hate packing after a trip, so that would be great.
One couple said their bed was made up around them, with them still inside of it.
I don't care for that one. The first one, great. Like, touch my objects, like, get that all in order. Making, like, okay, it'd be another thing if, like, they went to the bathroom and they came back and it was made. Okay, fine. Don't make it around me, bitch. Like, personal space. I don't need you here while I'm sleeping. If you want to fold my chonies, that's fine. But don't come and, like, touch my sleeping body. No, thank you.
You don't want to get tucked in by a ghost?
No.
Why not?
Unless it's like my great grandma. Other than that, I don't want it. Don't. It's a hard pass. It's a not for me, dog.
I knew you were going to say that one next. Now, if you're wanting to stay in room 217 with your partner, you might want to make sure you're married first.
Oh, Jesus.
Apparently, unmarried couples have reported a chilling presence settling into bed with them while they've slept.
You fucking narc. Like, is it do they know if it's like a man or a woman? Like, is it someone trying to, like, seduce them into it?
I don't know.
Or, like, being pervy?
I don't know. I think it's someone being judgmental.
Fucking narcs.
But yeah, so that's room 217.
It's like 50-50. I like it and I don't like it.
I like it, but I don't like it.
I like it, but not. But yes, but no, but yes.
The last part just kind of reminds me of that experience I had at the hotel in Vegas.
I mean, that tracks. I don't know. Old-timey people are weird about shit, so.
Very much so. And
It's
I
like-
just went assuming things.
Yeah, get with the times. Like, if you're gonna stick around and haunt shit, like, I guess newspapers aren't really a thing. Like, read over somebody's shoulder on their phone or something.
I mean, granted, the one in my room wasn't entirely wrong, but at that point, I did not want to sleep with her anymore. So, no.
But still.
I was very wrong.
But still. Still. Steal.
Moving on. Stanley died at the age of 91, and many believe his presence can still be seen and felt at this hotel, at the bar, or in the billiard room.
Aw, I love that for him. Sweet little Stanley boy.
His wife has also been seen tinkering around the hotel's piano.
Which feels very indicative of how they spent all of their time when they were there in general.
Mm-hmm.
Her at the piano and him at the bar and the billiard room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that says a lot.
That tracks.
But I mean, that's cute that they're still there. Like, they're together. They're, at the place that they built together.
Well, and I'm sure it was, like, their happy place. Like, they seemed like they enjoyed each other enough to...
Enjoyed each other enough.
Well, I don't know. With these, like, old-timey marriages, sometimes it was just like, well, our family lives next to theirs.
Yeah.
So get married.
Out of convenience.
Yeah, but, like, they would go to this place together. It wasn't, like, the wife was like... okay, bye every summer, and then she would go to like her man on the side. Like they would go together. They built the hotel together.
Mm-hmm. So this next one is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how they know this, but this is what it said, okay? Some guides believe a ghost of a child with autism wanders a property playing with guests' hair.
That's so specific.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna get so specific?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Other guests have shared stories of hearing children's laughter in the hall on the 4th floor with no one in the hall.
Which, again, is, like, kind of creepy, kind of cute.
Again, just reminds me of the movie.
Which, again, I haven't seen. But, like, there's a way that it's, like, cute and enjoyable. But, like, if the lights are flickering and there's other weird shit going on, it's just like, it's like, nope, I want to murder someone. But if you're just, like, playing and you hear, like, kids playing is a happy sound.
Yeah. Not if there's no one else in the hall, though.
That's a little creepy, but still, for me, I'm like, oh, those kids are happy in the afterlife type thing. Unless some, like, demon shit is also going on, then I'd be concerned.
This is true.
But
who knows? Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters have done site visits to the Stanley, having other kinds of ghostly evidence as well.
Ooh, Zach Bagans.
Mm-hmm. So we'll definitely have to watch those episodes.
Yeah, because I don't know if I've watched that one.
I don't know. We'll have to check. Now, there are also just some creepy locations on site of the Stanley Hotel.
Oh, not even in the hotel.
No.
Curious, sir.
There's an on-site pet cemetery where some of the owner's animals have been laid to rest.
Doesn't Stephen King also have a book called Pet Cemetery?
Yes, he does.
So this bitch got a 2-for-1?
I guess so.
I mean, like, you go, boo, but also, like, another thing that could be cute. And then you hear about that and you're like, bet not.
Bet not. Cassie, a friendly golden retriever, is said...
She's baby angel! What'd she do?
Is said to still deliver newspapers and scratch at the doors to be let in from the outside, despite being buried at the pet cemetery.
Oh, I want to bring her a little biscuit. Oh, what a sweet baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's really cute to know she's still there. Apparently, there's also a large cave system found underneath the hotel.
Caves inherently scary.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like corn. Like cornfields are inherently scary. Caves are just inherently scary.
Corn. I was like, wait.
No, not like
corn
vegetable by itself.
I was like, what's so scary about corn? You have it constantly.
I meant like cornfields. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Corn is the scariest vegetable, and I will go to the mat on this. Like, cornfields are inherently scary.
They're so much fun.
I know, but at the same time, murder.
This is true. Although you didn't get to go with me this last year, but I went with some friends to a haunted corn maze, and there was like one where it was like an actual like haunted house like go through, and then the other was to try and get out of the corn maze in the pitch black, mind you. Like there was
Oh yeah, no,
No.
they don't like that shit at all.
no, there
They
was
want you to
nothing.
actually feel like you're dying.
Yeah, and it was funny because we actually chased each other and like hit each other and like scared each other from the cornfield, and it was absolutely hilarious, and it was the best time ever, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, but yeah, not inherently scary. Cornfields and what was the original thing you said?
Caves.
Yeah, so just inherently scary. Cornfields, caves, because caves are usually made of stone, which just hold energy. Don't care for
Apparently, corn by itself, according to Jessica.
it. Well, you just get murdered in corn. Okay, every time there's a scary scene, and it's like an outside like farm scene. There's corn.
Cornfields.
Cornfields of corn. Let's not get confused. I'm not afraid of like a
It sounds like you're
A
afraid of
cob of
corn.
corn.
It sounds like you're afraid of like a. If I get a can of corn, are you just gonna like scream bloody murder? Yeah, I know, right?
just they're so scary. I like corn mazes in the bright day when I have a map in front of me.
That's no fun.
Mm,
That's no fun.
I don't like corn mazes. It's corn. A big lump of knobs. It
I
has
forgot
juice.
about
It
that.
has juice.
How did you even remember that sound?
Because I just
completely
showed Brent
forgot
like a
about
week
it.
or two ago.
Oh my god. I completely forgot about that sound.
Big lump of knobs. Can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
All right. So why is there this system, you may ask? Well, in the early days, it was seen as unprofessional for staff to be seen by guests. So employees used to use an underground pathway to travel between rooms and the hotel's bar, restaurant, and laundry facilities.
Ugh, it's like servant stairs.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Excuse me.
Which, if I'm assuming they're like servant stairs, my then assumption is like it's not like a normal sized cave that you can walk through. It's like a little too small for what it needs to
Probably.
be. Because like servant stairs are ridiculously narrow and steep, and you feel like you're gonna die every time you use them.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Now I want to look up a picture.
It's reported a pastry chef haunts these tunnels. It said alluring and inexplicable scent of baked goods are reported there frequently.
Oh, I love that. Yum, 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 yum.
You go for all the baked goods?
I would love that. I would love to be haunted by a baker. Yeah, I was right. They're just like a little too small.
Oh, yeah.
And like, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not about it.
Now we're gonna Now we're gonna move on to room 401, which is apparently the creepiest room in the hotel.
Oh, yay.
It's thought to be haunted by an unfriendly male ghost. Women have claimed they've been inappropriately touched by an unknown presence while standing in the room's closet.
Why are you standing in the closet? First of all, it's my first question.
Probably grabbing their clothes or putting away their clothes.
Oh, true. Also, what is up with all these ghosts that, like, male ghosts just molesting people? They're just like little
know that-
touchy.
They know they can get away with it.
Mm.
Creeps. Yeah. One man claims he witnessed his wedding ring inexplicably moving from the bathroom counter and fell down the drain of the sink in the bathroom.
It's like, you're a single man now, my guy.
It's like, you're welcome.
Party it up.
In room 407, just down the hall, multiple guests have reported the odd experiences of being tucked into bed by an invisible presence, and others have felt someone sit at the foot of the bed, only to find nothing and no one but an indentation on the covers, as if someone had sat down when they turned the lights on.
See, again, it's like, you can do things around me. That's fine. It's the like touching and the like close proximity where I'm like, nay, nay, we shall not be doing that today.
You've never had someone sit at the foot of your bed and watch you sleep?
No, because I put fucking guards up. Do not allow that shit to happen.
It used to happen to me as a kid.
I mean, fair, but
I didn't know better. Like, I couldn't protect myself, so, like, I would just pretend to be asleep the whole time.
yeah, no, I would not. Mm-mm.
Guests have seen the vision of a cowboy looming over their bed while they've slept or standing in the corner of room 428.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to wake up to things. If I just see it and I'm about, I'm like, hey, yo, cool cowboy hat. But if I have to wake up and see that mug, I'm like, no, let's cleanse this space.
You think, right? There are no rooms on top of this room, and yet guests have reported strange sounds of furniture being moved and footsteps above them.
Which, like, furniture being moved is such a specific sound to hear.
It really is. Because, I mean, you know what it sounds like to hear, like, a dresser or a chair being moved, like, overhead.
But that's weird that there's nothing above there and that energy's coming from there. So I wonder where is that? Because, like, all haunting is, like, residual or, like, conscious haunting. So I wonder where that, or how that's tying in, if there's nothing above it.
I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, that's what they report hearing.
I wonder if there's, like, an attic or something that maybe they used to store furniture in, like additional furniture.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I could really think of.
I don't know. But I mean, so like, do you remember another story that I told you involving a room 428?
Was it the college one?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So it's the same room number,
That's
428.
so weird.
And despite being that that's like the only room, like at the very top, like there's nothing above it, people hear the same things from it.
Well, maybe there's a third. Because, like, 1 is a coincidence, 2 is something, but 3 is a trend. 2
You're the one who
is
said
something to do in there, but then 3 is a trend. So, like,
I don't know. Maybe we got to look at other room 428s.
interesting.
But that was the Stanley Hotel. And today you can book a room in the original hotel where there is no central air conditioning, but there are tons of things to do. You can book an event for true chilling stories about the world's most haunted objects, a late night seance, a historic tour, a night tour, and the Shining tour, along with a lot more.
Ooh, so we don't even have to go hiking. We can just do all of the haunted tour things.
I'm
That
going to go
sounds
hiking
great.
still.
That sounds great. I want to do all those.
Honestly, like when I was looking at it, like some of the things like the chilling stories about the haunted objects and like the late night seance, it kind of seemed more like a show than like something actually.
Oh, kind of
Like,
hokey type to get people in. Interesting.
Yes.
I wonder how much it is a night there.
I don't know. We could definitely look.
Curious. We should go there sometime.
We should.
But anyways, good job, Jenny.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thanks. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, that was like a less spooky haunting than what I thought it was going to be, for it being based off of a like horror movie.
Oh, they definitely ramped
novel.
up like what it is for
Yeah,
sure.
But I thought it would be worse, considering it just feels very wholesome.
Mhm.
Like Cassie the dog. Like, what a sweet little baby angel. I love her.
I honestly want to go into the tunnels to see what I feel and see what I hear.
I am curious because after looking at those tunnels, they're small as shit.
Yeah.
They look creepy as fuck.
I wonder if there's more history that I just didn't find.
Oh, I'm sure.
Probably.
If there's servants' tunnels, like... And, like, I get they have to go back and forth, but, like, why was the baker there? Did something, like, happen there?
I don't know.
Curious.
Curious. You ready for your disturbing fact?
No, I wish we could make it a wholesome fact after that, like, wannabe, scary, but kind of wholesome hotel. But here we are, so
Too bad.
fuck you.
It's my segment.
Whatever. I don't know why I gave this to you.
Because I didn't really give you a choice.
Yeah, whatever. It's better, at least I can, like, funnel it in this way instead of you just texting it to me at random hours of the day.
I still do that, but not as much.
I know, but the ones that you do send me are, like, a little tamer, and I can just be like, I can funnel it into this one area.
Well, now maybe I might have to start doing... No, I'm just kidding.
Get fucked.
All right, so, when you die, your blood pressure is basically what kind of keeps your eyeballs inflated, I guess you could say.
Gross, okay.
But when you die, like, there's no more blood or pumping through your body, and there's no more blood pressure, so your eyeballs flatten.
Is that why they always make sure your eyes are closed? Like, immediately? No.
Yeah, because almost immediately, like, your eyeballs will start to flatten.
Yeah, no thank you. Don't like that.
You're welcome.
Gross. Okay.
Yeah, so they'll just, like, sink into your skull and, like, roll all the way back. And, like, just go...
Do they make that sound too? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, I hate it.
You're welcome.
Anyways, if you like whatever the fuck this is, be sure to head over to our Instagram, WTF is that pod. Check out the links, leave the likes and reviews, do all the things, and, you know, just, like, don't die, because who wants flat eyeballs? Certainly not I. Bye! I do want to meet Cassie. She sounds like the sweetest girl in the world.
I like how that's the one thing you don't want to.
She's so sweet. What am I supposed to do with